See, I knew this was a bad idea, and now I know this is a bad idea. My name is Lane. I am the most amateur and least accomplished evolutionary philosopher in the world, right? I want to share some thoughts about how the idea that we evolve can really change our perspective on things. And I think in good ways, in positive ways, ways that can actually make our world a better place to live in, at least I think. Okay? Now, some of you probably don't believe in evolution. That's totally fine. I would just challenge you, just suppose we did. Just suppose for 5 minutes that we evolved. That we're nature, because nature made us. And that's not scary. It's kind of cool, because it can give us some new perspective on some big ideas that our species, quite frankly, just takes for granted. For example, dying for a cause. That's a big idea, right? Now, self-sacrifice and altruism, that actually makes sense in evolution, okay? Giving your life for your child or a sibling, that makes sense. Your genes survive. And helping your neighbor, that's called reciprocal altruism. Yeah. And that can pay off big in the long run during a famine or on a hunt somewhere when you need your neighbor's help, right? But dying for a cause, a pure idea, I don't know. That's kind of a new way to die for our species. Maybe we need to rethink that. Maybe we should give evolution a little bit of credit and actually focus on our families and our communities and not worry so much about how we get excited about dying for, concepts. Okay? Take another big idea, property rights. Good one in Idaho. Now this idea that we have these absolute rights to own and keep stuff is fundamental to our culture. A lot of what we think about that actually comes from the English philosopher John Locke, right? Among others, right? Now, according to John Locke, property rights are natural rights. We were born with them. Can't take them away, okay? And if you asked him why, he would say, God and reason made it so. Now, to take an evolutionary perspective of property rights, you have to focus on reason, right? You kind of have to focus on reason. What is reason? It's brain stuff. It's stuff coming out of our heads. Property rights are a purely socially constructed idea. It comes out of the heads of Homo sapiens. We made it up. That's an incredibly useful idea, right? Capitalism, democracy, kind of need it, true. But accepting that we evolve might suggest maybe we need to be a little more humble in the way we carve out and we fence off and we claim ownership of the very same soil and water and wind from which we literally evolved. I don't know what's next. Oh, really heavy things. Okay, what do these really heavy things all have in common? Actually, a lot. When you take an evolutionary perspective of our place in the universe, big things like religion and war actually can take on different meanings, okay? From an evolutionary perspective, the best explanation for these things are essentially psychological ones. Now, please, I do not want to belittle anyone's deeply held sacred beliefs tonight. I don't. Because you evolved to believe that. You did, whatever it is. We evolved believing brains, and we need belief. But that's just it, we evolved belief. War seems so natural to our species because it triggers and it feeds off of immensely powerful emotions that evolution selected for us to have. Why? Because they're also very helpful in motivating human connection and cooperation. There's this weird joy in losing yourself in a battle or in an army, of being on the team, in the action, part of something so much bigger than yourself. It gives everything meaning. But it also motivates all of this human connection and cooperation. And when human beings connect and cooperate, they survive and multiply way better, right? It's kind of a neat trick that evolution discovered. Now I'm just asking, is there anything we could come up with that'll give us all the good things of that? The connection and the cooperation, with all the bad side effects of war? Sports, seriously. You can't come up with something more analogous to war and religion than sports, right? It is all there. You got heaven and hell, you have heroes and villains, you have sin and redemption, right? It's all there every time, and we love sports. That's why we love it, which is really good news. Because if the World Cup, or the Olympics, or the Super Bowl can become the place where our species gets to show up, and instead of losing our lives for our causes, and our property, and our glory, we get to lose our minds with a PBR in one hand or a remote in the other. Sign me up, right?